Mr. Charrier, back again.
Mr. Mulqueen, yeah, back again. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Busy day, but all good. How are you?
Yeah, busy day too. Yeah, a kid sick at home.
Yeah.
And all the things that surround this. I won't describe you what's going on, but you can imagine.
Unfortunately, I can. Yikes.
Busy. I don't want even to say that it's late and what's the time for me, because I know I have a hard time with that.
This is an ongoing battle of time zones.
But I know you are in the past.
Yes, yeah. So it's what, 11 for you, 4 for me. 10.
Exactly.
10 for you, 4 for me.
10.
Yeah. But we'll get it. One of these times we'll get it.
Yeah,
but,
so bro,
we gotta
look at this.
How's mine today?
Think?
Yours is fine. Yeah. How's mine?
Yours? Right? Can you come closer? Your beard is it's okay. It's like a 5-6 centimeters.
Yeah. I mean it's like a requirement for this episode. I feel like to have.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not sure he will allow us to talk with him.
I know.
Because it's not long enough.
So we don't. Yeah, we're not. Like in the amusement park, you must be tall enough to ride the ride. It's like your beard must be this long. But so yeah, today we're talking to Adam Foote, aka Ethereal and E. And man, I mean, he's not only our most popular guest, he is the most popular handpan player in the world.
He is a bit controversial.
A bit.
He doesn't only play with his hands.
He's thrown some things. I mean, he's pissed a lot of people off in our little handpan community.
Yes, but I would say he's creative.
Yeah.
Creative.
Very creative.
And he tries things.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I think for me anyway, whenever I see his content, like people, it's it's an embarrassment to the instrument. It's doing a disservice to the instrument. And like, I mean, it's not content that I would make, but I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? It'd be like
neither, actually,
what I think of is, do you know this guy in New York City, the naked cowboy? Do you know this guy?
Yeah, we know this guy.
With the underwear on, and he plays guitar and sings. Like, there are no professional singer-songwriters that see him and they're like, this guy he's ruining everything that we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just think, everybody makes their own content. I mean, I wouldn't personally make what he does, but it's his thing.
And people need to relax.
I think so, man. You just gotta just chill a little bit.
And that's what we're going to ask our listeners, to relax and enjoy this episode.
I'm honestly, man, I'm a little nervous to ask him about some of the handpan community stuff.
Just to enter in some discussion. I let you open these discussions, right?
Yeah, because I think it's either going to be, one of two things. He's either going to say nothing about all the negative stuff, or he's gonna explode.
Because he seems to be a bit like binary, like going deep into things,
or not at all.
Yeah, let's see. But bro, I don't speak really well English.
Yeah.
So can you just ask the questions yourself? Because I have a hard time to. Yeah. Thanks. You do that.
Let's bring him on. Ethereal and E. Here we go. And we're back. David Charrier.
Yes. Dan Mulqueen.
How are you, man?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm good. I'm a little nervous, man.
Yeah, I mean, impressed.
Very
looking
impressed.
Forward.
We are with the most famous handpan player online right now.
Exactly.
These numbers. Listen to some of these numbers, Dave.
Yeah.
On Instagram, 300K. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Like me, yeah. I'm 10K.
I think 300K on Instagram. Facebook, we got a little more impressive. 345K on Facebook. That's a lot. 345,000 people.
Yeah.
Now this is where, he's been hanging out with Elon Musk, shooting up to outer space.
Yeah.
8.6 million followers on TikTok with 110 million likes on TikTok.
That is amazing.
That's a small country. That's a small country of people that follow you on.
Wow. And for some handpan stuff.
Right. Crazy. But
that's a lot.
Anyway, we're here with him. Ethereal and E, Adam Foote. Welcome, man. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. Welcome to the Handpan Show.
The Handpan Show.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I don't think I've heard people read the stats of my social media accounts before, so that was I honestly it made me a little uncomfortable. Like I don't know, like I guess I don't know. Yeah, it made me a little teary eyed too. I don't know. It just
I
Nice.
mean,
Congratulations.
yeah, it's a huge
thank you.
undertaking. I mean,
Yeah.
that's so many people, man. That's so many people.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get into a bunch of that other stuff, and how you built it, all the other stuff around it. But a lot of people don't know you. They know, the guy in the lake who plays, or the guy sitting next to the
Yeah.
thing. So where did you start in music? Drums first, right? Is your main thing?
Actually, piano was
Okay.
the first.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I grew up in a family where my mom's family had a generational tradition of sending their kids to piano lessons. So I went to piano lessons. I learned how to play piano, despite whether or not I wanted to learn how to play the piano.
Yeah, no choice.
And then I stopped playing the piano around age 11. And surprisingly, looking back on some of the like videos that were taken of me playing piano, I actually did pretty well on the piano. But like I can't remember anything at all anymore.
Yeah.
Around age 11, I got into playing the drum set, and played the drum set throughout my teenage years, and got into a garage band with some of my friends, and started playing drums at the church I went to, and I was playing music on stage in front of a crowd of people, and it just made me kind of feel like a rock star,
Yeah.
and like fed into this like rock star, desire, and so I graduated from high school, and all of my kind of childhood dreams kind of went out the window, and reality set in, and went to college, despite the fact that I didn't really want to go to college.
Yeah.
I wish that somebody would have told me, like, you don't have to go to college.
Yeah.
Like there are other things to do with your life than going to college.
Yeah.
And anyways, I went to college, stayed in the dorms, and got into playing some hand percussions. And one of the guys at the dorm had a djembe, and that was my first introduction to hand percussion. And then after college, I got married, had a baby, got a job. Reality
Nice.
really set in then.
Yeah.
And then it got even worse when I got divorced.
Oh,
And
sorry.
yeah, I got divorced, and I moved to far away from where I grew up, and I was living in a place that's kind of isolated and didn't really know anyone. I'm kind of an introvert, so especially after my divorce, I just really was depressed, and just lonely. And so I was trying to remember back to a time when I felt happy, and I remember sitting at a drum set and just getting lost in a rhythm,
Hmm.
and everything else just disappearing. At that point in my life, when I was a kid, learning how to play drums, my dad had committed suicide.
Oh man.
He had bipolar disorder, and so I guess kind of like percussion, drums, kind of was like my solace and coping
Sure.
and a way to just forget about it all. So, anyways, I was trying to remember back to that time in my life where I had some happiness, and I remember sitting at the drum set, and I was like, I'm gonna get myself a drum set and start playing drums again. And I started going to church again. I started playing drums in the band at church again on stage. It started to feed that like desire of like, oh man, I want to be a rock star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I started going to open mic nights at bars. And one of the open mic nights, I played drums, and this guy was playing guitar, and he told me, he said, he's like, I've got a band, and we do gigs, and we need a drummer. He's like, would you be willing to sit in as a drummer, fill in for us? And I was like, are you kidding me? Like at that point in my life, I had never gotten paid to do anything that I actually enjoyed.
Yeah.
And so the opportunity to do something that I enjoyed and make money and feel like a rock star, oh my gosh.
Crossed
There
all
you
the
go.
boxes.
So I started doing that, and I did that for a few months, and then I got replaced by another drummer.
Ah,
You know,
Yeah.
drummers are really easily replaced.
Yeah, drummers and bass
Yeah.
players, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
The duet.
So I was like, I've started to realize this dream of being a rock star. I was like, and started to actually start to, do it. And then it just got ripped away from me. And I was like, you know what? I want to have that experience and not have to depend on anyone else.
Yeah.
As a drummer, we're always an accompaniment to somebody. We're always relying on a band or a singer or a guitarist. Yeah. You can't just be a drummer on your own. But, so anyways, I was like, how can I do this? And I didn't have a whole lot of money at the time. And I was kind of in between jobs. So I was donating the plasma from my blood for cash. Yeah.
Jesus, man.
So I was laying there in the donation bed and flipping through videos on YouTube. And I come across a video of Daniel Waples in a London subway.
There you go.
Playing a handpan. And I thought to myself, wow, that thing is incredible.
Yeah.
And number two, I was like, I can do that. And number three, I thought, that's my ticket in to being a professional musician. At that moment, I knew it. And it took me about 3 years to get a handpan. They were so expensive, hard to find. Finally got one. And I just went and sat down on a street corner here in the city I live and started playing music on the street corner. And people walking past give me some money. I took the money I made, recorded a CD, and I...
When was that? When was that? Sorry, are we in 2015?
So it's been just over 7 years that I've been playing the handpan. So
okay,
2016.
Yeah.
2016. Yeah.
Well, you hit a lot of the main things, man. It's like the how you discover the handpan. It's either Daniel Waples, Sam Mayer, or David Charrier. It's one of those three.
Come on.
Yeah.
Dante, and
Manu
Andy
too.
Style.
Yep.
Yeah, Manu.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's cool. What kind of music were you playing, like in the drums for? Like, was it in the church and all that?
The band or the church?
Yeah, the band. Yeah.
The band. Okay, so the band. Let's see. Have you heard of G Love and Special Sauce? Jack Johnson.
I know Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Yeah. Okay.
This is more like surf music, right?
Kind of like kind of chill rock reggae type thing.
Rock reggae pop.
Yeah.
Rap type thing.
Yeah.
He great dude. I'm forever, despite the fact that I got replaced by another drummer.
Yeah.
I'm forever grateful that he gave me my first ever opportunity as a professional musician.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I wouldn't have had that opportunity, who knows, maybe I wouldn't have realized that this was a possibility for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I'm so grateful for that because, and it's funny. I'm it's hearing myself say I'm so grateful. Every time I do something like this, it's always like therapy for me. And, I just hearing myself say that I'm so grateful. Things haven't been as easy as they have been over the last few months. Things have been a little bit more challenging. And I've been getting really frustrated and down on myself. And, to hear myself say something like, if it weren't for that opportunity, I might not be in this spot right now. Mm-hmm. And to also just kind of realize life is good.
It's excellent, and I'm glad to hear someone so grateful about opportunities and all those paths, and considering what you've been through. And I'm really sorry to hear some of what you said about family and your background and everything.
Yeah, it's quite the story, man. It's not just there's a lot more than just a happy birthday song.
Yeah.
But let's try to keep it a little light for a little bit, man. When did all this super success start? So you have these numbers that are wild. What is the first thing you go from drums to you discover the handpan, you make your album. When does Ethereal and E happen?
Hey.
So it's kind of funny, like you say, especially Ethereal and E, because like I recently have been like also struggling with Ethereal and E. Um, so uh, basically, I knew, from that moment I was laying in the donation bed, donating my plasma, seeing the video of Daniel Wickles, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I just was like, I have bipolar disorder myself as well. And so part of having bipolar disorder is being hyper focused on something,
Mm-hmm.
which honestly, I attribute a lot of my success to having bipolar disorder
Yeah.
because I don't balance very well. I've just kind of like put on the blinders and just like just truck it through,
Yeah.
And so honestly, I think that's a big part of why I have had success.
Hmm.
So, but anyways, I got my first handpan, started doing street performance. Like immediately after getting my first handpan, I started a Facebook page, uh, which is the same Facebook page I've been using now, and just started building that. And as like I started to go, I started to get gigs and play at different venues and whatnot. And then Ethereal and E on Facebook was performing pretty well, and it got to a point where right before the pandemic, or right around the pandemic, actually, Facebook invited me to monetize my Facebook page, and I think that's when it like really started to take off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so one of the features on the monetization is kind of like Patreon. So
Okay.
a lot of the platforms now do this. It's the subscriptions, right?
Yeah.
So you pay a $5 a month subscription to the platform. A portion of that money goes to the artist,
Yeah.
and then the artist then offers something exclusive in return. Well, what I have offered exclusively in return now for over 3 years, which is pretty awesome, is I do instrument giveaways.
Mm-hmm.
So it started out with just handpans, and I at first didn't have any sponsors, so I was just purchasing the handpans myself,
Wow.
which was a huge risk.
Yeah.
It was a huge risk. Thank God it paid off, especially when you consider that Facebook doesn't actually pay out the funds that you gather until 2 months later.
Oh man.
So basically,
Ooh.
I had
You have this
I had to
gap.
do
Yeah.
I had to do 2 months worth of handpan giveaways without having any
Without
funds
knowing,
to pay for it,
That's a gamble, man.
or even knowing if it was going to work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank God it worked out.
Yeah, I'll say.
So now I've been doing it for over 3 years now. We've probably given away 40 handpans,
Wow.
40 tongue drums, probably a ton of autographed CDs. And, we've shipped instruments to Italy, Ireland, Poland, Australia, New
Yeah.
Zealand, Peru. It's been crazy.
It's
But
awesome.
anyway, so that really was like kind of the launching pad, because then it turned into like a full-time
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have kind of an authority problem, and I don't have much of a filter. So I get into a lot of trouble with that,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to like employment and jobs and bosses and supervisors.
I hear you.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Me too.
I was forced to resign from my job, my latest job, which was really difficult at the time. But again, I'm really thankful it happened because it pushed me to, okay,
Yeah.
maybe music,
Yeah.
can be my full time
Yeah, yeah.
thing. It was super scary, but I did it.
Yeah, dude. And look, at
I'm
you
here
get to
on the
keep
other
your plasma
side.
too. You get to keep all the plasma you got.
Yes. Yeah. So basically that was also right around the time of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So like I lost my job right around the time of the pandemic. I'm diving into the full time music gig right around the time of the pandemic, and that was like early spring of 2016, I think. And no, not that late. No, 2019. Yeah, 2019. I think so. Anyway, it's right around the time
you
of
know
the
what?
pandemic.
For me, I would love to know just a little bit of how your days, your weeks look like as a professional or full-time musician. Because for me, I heard street, playing in the street, but for me, you're a guy living next to a lake or playing in the trees. And so where do you live? What are your days like?
Yeah. Yeah, so I live in a city called Coeur d'Alene, which is French, which
Cordel
I'd love to hear. Coeur
again?
d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene.
Cordelin.
Oh,
Core, like your heart. Core.
Cœur.
Coeur. Thank you. Here we go.
You guys have
Oh,
such a hard
man,
time with
dude.
those sounds. Core, cœur.
Coeur.
Cœur. And then what comes after?
De
De
Alene.
laine. Cœur de laine.
Sure.
dude, this is one of my favorite things. When you say words that are French with the American accent, you're like Coeur d'Alene, but he's like, oh, I don't know what that is, and he's like, oh, Coeur d'Alene, and I know exactly what that is.
No, come
It's
on.
the same
That's
thing.
no, it is really different. Look, listen,
All
guys.
right, let's hear it.
And we're gonna ask people listening
Yeah.
to vote.
Hang on, let's get
There's
Adam.
a
Say it
Okay,
first.
Adam,
Let's
go
hear
for it.
We around here we call it Coeur d'Alene. Coeur
Cœur de
d'Alene.
laine.
Yeah,
Cœur
yeah.
de laine.
Come on,
Which,
man.
from my understanding, the translation means heart of the all.
All right.
Oh,
Is
how do you spell laine at the end?
Alene. Alene.
Cœur de laine. Okay.
Yeah. Heart of the all. Anyways,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
there we
the
go.
city I live in.
yeah.
so
And so
basically-
it's a lake. There's a lake close by.
Yes, yeah. So it's a really unique place because there's basically in the western part of America. You're in Colorado, I think, right?
No,
Yeah.
I'm in New Jersey. I'm,
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
I'm East
I'm
Coast.
way
Yeah,
almost.
yeah. No, you're good, man.
Well,
Yeah. I've been there.
yeah, so
You've been there.
anyways,
Park.
Yeah.
in the western part of America, there's lots of nature and wide open spaces, and you basically have like a city and then just nature just all around, and then Whereas out like New Jersey, like out east, you just basically have like cities kind of like on top of each other.
Yeah.
You know, the way that I like to describe the difference is out east they take nature and they build it into civilization. Out west, they take civilization and they build it into nature.
All right. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
So, anyways, the city that I live in, it is a city. There's a city center, but also what's really amazing about it is right in the city center is this huge nature preserve, and then the lake, and so there's just like nature just all around here, and
So
all
you just walk. You
really
just
close.
walk to go to this lake, or you take a car.
Where I live, I can walk to it. Yeah,
Wow.
Oh, nice.
but but there's some outskirts of the city that you wouldn't be able to walk to it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's
Excellent.
big enough of a city to be able to support street performers.
Yeah.
Not in a huge way, but
How long were you
in
doing
a
the street
small
performing
way.
for?
I was doing street performance. Oh gosh, I want to say until right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So it was probably like 3-4 years, something like that.
That's cool, man.
But it gets cold around here, so it's only in the summertime
Sure.
when you're able to do it. But
Yeah. So you go from street performing, you're playing in the woods and getting all this attention. Is the first like kind of series that you did that kind of took off, was that the What Sounds Better? Like this or that? Or was there something before that?
well, on Facebook, I experienced, I wouldn't say a huge amount of success first, but I was doing just kind of the basic handpan video type thing on Facebook for a long time, and I was involved in like Facebook groups and like
Yeah.
sharing in Facebook groups. But I would say probably the thing on Facebook that I had the most success with was live streaming.
Okay.
I would
Really?
I would do live streams while I was street performing, and then I would also do live streams just out in nature as well. And so I think that's how I had the most success on Facebook. But then basically the pandemic happened, and my kid was on TikTok, and my girlfriend got on TikTok to follow my kid, and my girlfriend started showing me TikToks. I kind of started to get interested, and then she showed me this handpan guy on TikTok, which I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but I was not the first handpan guy on TikTok, like the handpan guy on TikTok. Dan,
The
what's his
cinematic
last
was
name?
this.
Cinematic
Yeah,
Harmony,
there you
yeah.
go.
Dan
Dan
Burns.
Burns. There you go.
Dan Burns. And Dan Burns, he was doing like the style of, well, maybe a little bit more so, but funny, crazy TikTok videos. He
Yeah.
was doing that before I was even on TikTok.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like my introduction to Handpan on TikTok was Dan Burns. And he just got me like super intrigued. The thing that got me most intrigued about Dan Burns was that I think at that time I maybe had like 60,000 followers on Facebook, and he had built a following of like, I want to say like 80,000 followers on TikTok within like a matter of months.
Yeah.
And it had been like 4 years. Yeah, I want to say it had been 4 years that I had built a following of just over 40,000 followers on Facebook. And then I saw Dan Burns built this following of 40,000 in just a couple months, and I just was like mind blown. I'm like, what? How did you do that? So I reached out to him. I was like, dude, you got to teach me your ways. Tell me, how did you do this? Yeah, and so he told me, get on, start posting videos, and so I did. And I had a really hard time transitioning from Facebook to TikTok though, because it's
It's
not the
different
same
formats.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
so I was,
mentality, right? Mentality,
yeah,
format, audience, everything, especially in
yeah,
the beginning.
I was thinking like a Facebook handpan video, and just out in nature playing music. That's it, right? Those videos don't perform very well
Hmm.
on TikTok, and I discovered that. And I think I was also doing like horizontal instead of vertical videos. And again, if you're not, doing vertical videos, then
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
kind of be out, right?
Yeah.
And so, anyways, it took me, I want to say, a couple months to really start to figure out what
What
was
works,
hitting
what
on
performs
TikTok.
best. Yeah.
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 And but like once that happened, after a couple months, I made it to 1,000 followers. You have to make it to 1,000 followers on TikTok before you can live stream.
Okay, so you've been tracking things. I mean, because your success for sure is because of your playing, your talent, who you are, and everything. You said also opportunities and stuff. What is the percentage of that success that is due to some analyzing, tracking strategies and stuff? Are you like a strategic guy, or is it just I shoot and then I put online?
No, yeah. So when it comes to posted content on TikTok, it's all about strategy.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. Honestly, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I was telling Dan about this through some messages that like if I could be where I'm at without posted videos and just play music, and actually I take it back. If I could just play music and that's it, like that would be amazing. But it's just not like that.
Yeah. Yeah. If you figure that
and
out,
I
you
think-
let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like I've heard. I think I saw a TikTok a while back of a guy talking about like musicians with social media, and he's like, the first thing he says is like, you gotta understand that people don't care about your music.
Yeah.
Hard to
They
hear,
don't
but
care.
yeah.
They don't care who you are. They don't care about your music.
Yeah.
You have to make them care about your music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so true. And so it's exhausting. It's
Yeah, man.
exhausting. But I would say the one thing that like I love most, and I told Dan this as well, is live streaming. I love live streaming because there's not strategy there. Well, there is strategy, but just not a ton of it. And I love live streaming because it's like it's just pure. It's just music, and it's just
Yeah.
nature sounds, and like,
Yeah.
and people love it. But like, that's the thing that like is mind-boggling to me. It's like, how could you take the same exact piece of content in a live stream video, post it, and people don't give a fuck about the posted video, but
Yeah.
they just go nuts about the live video. It's
Yeah,
like,
man.
what? Why?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
So we got to shift here for a minute, man. So you did, the live stream, the this or that videos, all this stuff, and then you come out with this birthday video that just like takes over. You sang it to Alicia Keys, man. Alicia, you sang it to
Alicia.
her, right? So what happened with?
Isn't it
Were you just
crazy?
messing around on live and it just came out, or what?
Well, and back to the Alicia Keys thing for a second. Not only did I just sing it to Alicia Keys, I got hired by her sound engineer to sing it to Alicia Keys,
That's pretty cool,
which
man.
is like mind blowing.
Yeah.
Anyways, so honestly, it was really simple. This was the birthday song actually started before TikTok. I had this birthday song way back when I was just on Facebook. So I was live streaming on Facebook, and people would occasionally ask me to sing a birthday song. They'd say, "Hey, it's my birthday. Can you sing me the birthday song?" And I would have this happen at like I got hired for birthday parties too. And anyways, I was like, I'm a percussionist, so I know that I play notes on instruments, but I couldn't even tell you what notes I play.
Mhm.
I just tap on the thing.
Sure.
And so, anyways, I'm like, I couldn't play the birthday song if I wanted to. So I was like, after a while, people had asked me so many times, I was just like, maybe I could make my own birthday song. And so I just took a song that I already had, and I just started singing about birthday, and that was the birthday song.
Damn, man.
And honestly, like, I don't consider myself to be a singer. I would never consider myself to be a singer. And so it really like makes me nervous to sing in front of people because I don't think I sing very well. And so anyways, people wanting me to sing was way out of my comfort zone. And so to this day, I'm still nervous about singing in front of people. But yeah, that's the birthday song.
Oh, excellent. Guys, by the way, talking about these strategy things, maybe you can receive some bad comments like this guy only does that for views or he knows what works. But actually performing in the streets, that's exactly kind of the same. You know what people like. You need to start with something like, come on, get closer. There's a little group. It attracts some other people. Now I think I have the maximum of people I can get. So I'm going to do my boom, pack, chicka, boom, chicka, pack, whatever. And then I see a few people leaving. Oh, people are following. They are leaving. I need to close, to finish and say, hey, thank you. I have a CD, blah, blah, blah. This is a strategy. You're not playing what you want. You are playing what they want. And you are a puppet also, in a way. You are just doing things in order to catch the attention and to retain the people. It is exactly the same. So when I hear people also sometimes talking about me or other stuff, hey, strategy, doing this because it works like this. And yeah, but you do the same in the streets when you busk. It's almost the same way of functioning and choosing what you are doing. And you know that to start straight away with the question, hey, what sounds better? You know that you're not like, hello, my name is Ethereal and this is the lake, and I would love to know today for you. You need to start with something fresh. It's the same in the street. Someone come close by and you're like, just like, hey, what is this instrument? Blah, blah, blah. So I think it's kind of the same, and I don't have any problem actually with strategy. And I just want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm really glad you said that because it is kind of a source of contention between me and the handpan community because I feel like I get a lot of flack from the handpan community.
Yeah, because you put some mustard. You put some mustard on a handpan.
I think that was the one that broke a lot of people. That was the one that I saw the most comments about. They were like, "Have you seen this guy?" I was like, "What is he doing?"
You thought it was a burger.
And then I saw the video, and I was waiting for the highly offensive thing to come, and they were like, "He put mustard." I was like, "That's it? That's what everyone's all upset about."
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So on that same point is I started out as a street performer. So my mindset is as a street performer, you got to get the attention of the audience and hold their attention before you can actually give them the music, give them the good stuff, right? And so like my short TikTok videos or the what sounds better or the ketchup mustard whatever,
It's
those are the
catch. That's
attention
the hook.
getters. That's the
Yeah.
attention. It's the hook. Yeah,
Yeah.
getting people to come. And then what gets them to stay is my live videos. So basically, I hook people with the stupid short shit, and then when they come in and they see I'm live, then they come in and they actually see me playing a handpan and
Yeah.
hear what it actually sound like
Yeah.
to play the handpan.
Yeah.
That's when they're like, "Wow, that's incredible!" And I think that that's what so many musicians in general just haven't grasped yet is that the whole music, the part that we love, the part that we want to share with people, the world doesn't give a fuck about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got to get their attention first.
Yeah.
We got to bring them in, get them to care about us
And
first,
especially,
and then
yeah,
we'll
sorry,
give them
brother, but
music.
especially as we are living in a world with some devices small like this, where people are scrolling and they give you 2 seconds of their attention, and if you
Right.
need a spectacle, if
Yeah.
you need something spectacular or weird or funny or stupid, but if you're in the middle, either it's super good, like you do something crazy techniques, or you do something crazy funny or whatever. What sounds better? But people attention is really hard to get in order to bring them to our music, our concert and stuff, which sometimes we never film. We never film our concerts and put them online a lot. We have some people that were in the audience, or we gave our phone to someone, our brother or whatever. But so they only see that these little short videos because people they are doing like other people. They scroll. So we live in a world where having people attention is really hard, considering all those social media, all those companies, brands, ads.
And there's so
ads
much out there too for people to.
So much.
Why should I watch your video instead of someone else's?
You need to,
Yeah. But hey man, kind of on that, I think we'd be doing ourselves and you and everyone a disservice by not talking about it. But the handpan community has not exactly been your biggest fan.
No.
How much of that have you seen? How much of that does it bother you? Is it just kind of like in one ear out the other? Like what is all that in your world?
Yeah, I'm glad that we can talk about this because I wanted to talk about this too, honestly. First off, I guess I would say when I first was a beginner handpan player, and first I was on Facebook first. I live in kind of a remote place, so there wasn't any handpan players around here where I live that I could connect with. So everything has been online for me, honestly. And so I dove into Facebook online, and I was posting to the handpan community groups on Facebook. And from the very beginning, I never felt welcome in the handpan community. Like, honestly, I just felt like people just didn't really care. Like, people weren't trying to like connect with new people, and it just felt very like empty and void, despite the fact that there was actually people there. So that was that for a long time. And then, gosh, my first big controversy with the handpan community was, if you remember, the raindrops on a handpan video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When you put the
I remember
instrument
this.
outside. Yeah.
Yes.
True.
I didn't know that was you.
Yeah, I remember now.
Now it's
the
coming
instrument
back.
was outside under the rain and makes some music.
Oh man, it didn't even like in the notes here. I didn't even put that one together in the.
Yeah.
Oh shit. We gotta end this whole thing now. We gotta end the whole.
So, anyways, that was my first big controversy because basically, as I said before, I have bipolar disorder. I take things to the extreme. Bipolar is like way up, way down, just to the extreme, right? So I'm the type of person, like, I just want to push things as far as I can to try and get where I want to be. And so at that point, I saw this raindrops on a handpan thing, like, maybe I can somehow manipulate this to make it go where I want it to go,
Yeah.
right? And so basically, I put my handpan sitting in the rain, and I added some
Yes.
audio to it.
Yeah.
And I had taken my handpan and held it under like a downspout
Yeah.
and like let it play on the notes, and then put that audio to the video.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so like it made it sound spectacular, right?
Yeah.
And the video performed really, really well. And
Yeah.
anyways,
Like Mother Earth music.
Dude, so after all these years, we're finally hearing that it's not. Oh my god!
It's not the rain that makes all those chords and stuff.
so anyways, what made it really controversial, besides that, was that the maker of the handpan that was in the rain decided to use the video without my permission and post it as if it was his own.
Wow.
And it just started this huge controversy. Anyways, that was the first
That was
controversy.
smart. And as you say, it was and also, guys, I think we have to mention the fact that when you did that, it was kind of early in the handpan community. I mean, nowadays, if someone would come online with some funny stuff, playing in the water, under the water, putting things on the top, trying with something else than hands or mallet, whatever. Nowadays, it would be better understood and welcome. But you were like the first.
Yeah, and it makes me feel bad, man. Because like you and I both, I mean, like the community to us, like there's a lot of really good people in there. You know what I mean? It sounds like a very loud minority that that we are used to dealing with. That's it makes me feel bad, man. That was your experience with it, because it's been a cool place for us.
Yeah, it's not been a cool place for me.
Yeah, that's.
Honestly, I've never had good experiences with the handpan community, to be completely honest.
Sorry.
Even just coming on this podcast was like difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dan asked me to come on this podcast a while back, and I said no because I was like, I don't want to put myself in the spotlight of the handpan community. Like I've been in the spotlight of the handpan community, and I've been ripped to shreds.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God, right now things are better. But yeah, basically, the handpan memes group. I guess step back another way. The raindrop video. I got torn to shreds about that as well, and that was the first time that I started to actually get how should I say just torn to shreds in the handpan memes group, and after that it just became like a regular thing. Like my videos in the handpan memes group were like always there. They were always being talked about. They were always being manipulated.
Sure it made some views and stuff, and that contributed actually to your success. It turned out to contribute to your success because the algorithm when you comment us. I mean, apart from the handpan meme group, commenting and saying what is he doing with his mustard and blah blah blah. That the algorithm likes it a lot,
which is unfortunate. Like that's
what
gets the attention.
But I mean, I guess I would agree with that if it was like on TikTok, but like this was on Facebook
and so, on a hidden group,
like a private group too.
Yeah. So,
how many percent of those people are jealous? How many percent are offended? How many people are like, I wanted to do this kind of things, but I feared, I was scared at what the people would thought about me. So, and I would love to know those numbers.
Well, that's the thing that I guess I find so ironic is that they're basically making fun of me, saying that the things that I post are absolutely absurd and ridiculous. But yet someone is taking a video of me and putting fucking dildos on it. Like, wait a second. How is it that I'm such a horrible person for what I do, but yet when you put dildos on someone's face in a video, oh no, that is completely justified.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't see. Did
you not know that happened?
I didn't see that one. No.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that happened. Yeah, just absolutely ridiculous stuff. Just really, they took my raindrop video. Well, actually, they took that and they took the ketchup and mustard video. They made it look like I was pissing on my handpan. Yeah, it was
Man.
really bad. There was honestly there was a lot on there that was really awful, and it did hurt. It did hurt really bad.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I said, I've never felt welcome in the handpan community from the beginning, and then this all happened. And so I guess it's also ironic to like from the very beginning of this interview to hear you like say like my numbers and like the most famous online handpan player. It's just I guess it's like so interesting that like someone could be the most liked handpan
Yeah.
player, but the most hated handpan player at the same
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean?
But that's the
So
problem of being online in a way. I don't want to be
yeah,
rude saying
yeah,
that, but
Yeah.
you're
no, you're
online
right.
for the good and for the worst and worth.
Yeah.
Ugh, for the
So
worth.
just a couple more points on this before we move on. But another thing that happened when it comes to like the hate type stuff that honestly just really blew me away. This was not long ago. Um, so I had mentioned earlier that the last few months have been really challenging for me. My TikTok account has been shadow banned, so basically, uh, the reach that I was getting for a long time just immediately just dropped, and like I've been having the hardest time trying to get it back, which has been really challenging. So, anyways, I've been trying to like change up my content, change up how I do things, change up where I post. And so I came back to Facebook and I was like, maybe I need to get back into Facebook. And so I started to like, I post again in Facebook and they have this new feature on Facebook where basically if you post something, you can share it to three different Facebook groups within the same post. And like that was like, oh, this is really cool. I can like start to spread out my content on
Mm,
different groups without having to post it again and again and again.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe it's been so long and maybe
mm,
I've gained enough followers that like maybe if I post in the handpan community group on Facebook things will be different and then like maybe like people will be there that actually want to see my content. And by the way, the things that I was posting in the group were just the generic long handpan videos out in nature, just music out in nature. That's it, right?
Mm.
And so, anyways, I started posting it to the Facebook group, the handpan community Facebook group, and at this point in time, I had been kind of messaging. I should say I don't want to say his name, but someone that I really respected in the handpan community. We had been, kind of messaging back and forth and friendly, and anyways, this person reached out to me and said, "Hey, so the admins in this group have uh, been seeing your posts here, and we can't let you post here because the instruments that you're posting on are out of tune, and we just don't want to promote music being played on instruments that are out of tune." I
Hmm.
was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, number one, just that is completely absurd in and of itself. Number two, somebody that I respect and is high up in the handpan community that's an admin in the group and like saying that they agree with that. I was like, wow, like, holy shit. Like, what happened to, well, and let me say this too, like, in early on in the days of the handpan memes group, I reached out to one of the admins about a post that I saw. The post was a meme of someone stepping in dog shit and looking at their shoe, and then on the bottom of the shoe, they wrote the name of a handpan maker. And I reached out about that post and I said, "Hey, that's not right. Like that's really shitty. That's awful to be publicly just
mm.
shaming a handpan maker, saying that their instruments are shit." Like I was told, oh, we don't censor people in the handpan community. We're not going to censor people in the handpan community. And I'm like, well, this is now years later, and I'm being censored for
Yeah.
playing out of tune instruments,
And
which
for
in my mind just it means basically that I'm playing instruments from China. We don't want to allow you to post videos of you playing
Yeah.
handpans from China. I'm like, holy fucking shit. I couldn't believe it. I was just mind blown. I was like, wow. I was like, well, you can tell those handpan admins that I don't give fucking two shits about that, and that I'm going to leave this community and not come back.
Wow.
So honestly, that's the shit. That's the shit that I've been putting up with over the years, and it's just like,
yeah, man.
Fuck it. That's why I don't have positive feelings about the handpan community. That's why I don't really. Anytime like someone from the handpan community like there's this possible connection but I don't know them, I always default to this person might hate me. Mm-hmm. This person might not like me. Like if I don't know or see that this person follows me online, I think this person very well could hate me. This person very well could not like me, and I don't want anything to do with it. So I'm a recluse, and that makes it even more of a recluse for me. And I value so much when a handpan player comes to me and wants to connect with me one-on-one, and I get those positive connections because it doesn't happen often. Yeah. And so when that does happen, I am very, very thankful for that and very happy.
We have an
that.
offline life. And this online thing, we're sorry for all that.
Yeah, we want to be your friend, man. You got two friends here with you now, but But exactly. Speaking of all this stuff, and you were getting into your history with mental illness, and I was watching another interview, dealing with bullying online and off, and all of this stuff. So like, what do you like when you see this stuff? And I can't imagine any of it happening face to face. But like when you see this stuff online, like what are some of the things that you do? Like, are you kind of just like you see it and you tune it out, or do you see it and just you want to keyboard argue back with somebody, or do you just kind of in one ear out the other?
No, I mean, it hurts. It hurts. It stings. Like, for a long time, this was another point that I wanted to bring up, and I'm glad you mentioned it, but for a long time, I would see all kinds of stuff about me in that memes group, right? And I know I was the one, like, looking for it, but, like, I guess it's like, when you have that much shit being said about you in a small community, like, I guess I just wanted to know. I wanted to know what was being said about me, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so also I would go and I would see who was posting these things, and I would like block them. And I was like, I don't need to have you in my life. I don't need to have you interacting with me at all. So I would just go block people who I saw that were commenting on it, who were posting about it, people that were reacting to it, laughing at it. Like, I don't need you in my life. And so that's why I got rid of a bunch of people. And like, I was just in Florida with some handpan players, and they were mentioning names, and I was like, oh yeah, that person's on my block list. Yep, that person's on my block list. Like, you would be probably surprised to see how many people are on my block list. So anyways, that's all this said, but like, one thing that I have noticed over the last few months, and I'm not quite sure why, but I do have a hunch, is that it all stopped. It was like crazy all the time for a long time, and then all of a sudden it just stopped.
Yeah, that's social media stuff. Yeah, that's how it works. There's a hype, whether for the good or bad, and then people suddenly just stop. And this shows that people just follow other people like that, oh, there's something batching this guy, so let's do it also. I want to create my meme about him, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then, they're going somewhere else, blah. I mean, I don't want to put everyone in the same basket, but for me, if I were you, okay, you block, but just if you see that this handpan meme makes you not happy, you just never go back to there. And you take care of your health, and that's it. And without just
man. It's just, I guess it's just not that easy though, because it's just like when you're being publicly humiliated, publicly ridiculed, like I guess there's just this sick part of me that just like wants to know what's being said about me.
I can imagine. You feel Like you have to go and double check what's going on for real.
And also just this impulse to want to protect myself.
Yeah,
you know,
do
like
justice.
the blocking, whatever. Just protect me.
So
one
more thing.
Just watch The Punisher. Just watch The Punisher. Have you ever seen the TV show? Watch it.
Oh yeah,
You'll feel good.
Yeah, Frank Castleman.
Frank Castle.
But just kind of one more thing on this, and then we'll shift and get away from the negative of it. But it is kind of it's a product almost of social media that like the negative attention makes people so like enthralled. Like I need to know what happened in their job. Like I saw one. This was probably a year or so ago, and you don't have to get into specifics if you don't want to. But there was like actual, not only like TikTok beef, but there was Handpan TikTok beef. I was like, this is the progression of the instrument. Like drummers have, like, the drummers have this, the guitar players have, like, so how much of this is like, you're trying to amass this huge following. So are like somebody like, Toki Joe, and then who's Cam Steen, obviously.
Cam Steen.
Like, so all this, like, is there a certain like secret group chat where you're like, listen, we all like each other, but let's, for the sake of numbers and content, can we just come together? Like, you say you're mad at me, I'm mad at you today, and then, but secretly we're all here for the same thing. Like, is there anything like that, or is it genuine beef?
Well, from my perspective, I don't want any of that to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want any of that to happen. I still don't want any of that to happen. And it still continues to happen. And like, I don't. I want to live this like positive life where I'm just like putting positive shit out there, like making people happy, making people laugh. Like, I don't want the drama. It's like, that's stupid. Like, I hate it. And Toki Joestar, he's probably my biggest hater. And it's just stupid. I've blocked him, and he continues to go with it. And I blocked Cam Steen as well because Cam Steen, Toki Joestar commented on one of his videos, whatever, and Cam just feeding into it. And it's like, dude, I don't need people like that in my life. Like, fuck you, go away. Whoa. Like, so yeah, it is completely genuine. I don't want any of that at all.
Yeah. Understood. This is a very sad reality of, I guess, social media and stuff. But anyway, let's we could change the subject here. I don't want you to start flipping over those shelves behind you or anything, calling somebody up. But
no, I like I said, I wanted to talk about this because like this is a big part about me and the Handpan community, and so like it'd be stupid for us not to talk about it.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be great for our listeners that are going right now to click 5 stars on their podcast app. It would be nice I think it's nice for our listeners just to hear about your story, your background, your vision of the social media and everything. And I think it's going to help. And we don't care if it doesn't help. We had a wonderful
we had to
time
hear
with
your,
you.
at least your
and
side.
It's nice also just to share it. Just sometimes talking helps a lot, just to get rid of that and just to be understood. Because honestly, I totally understand you. I don't know the whole story and everything, but and I admit some people have been really nasty. It was really like free nasty stuff and really mean. And we live in a mean world. I mean, not everything is blue and pink and whatever, but I have a good thing to say. If you maybe you have something to say first, go for it.
Yeah. I guess I want to say one more thing, is because you asked me how do I deal with the hate, and so I said that's how I have dealt with the hate in the Handpan community up to now. Thankfully, again, things have subsided, which I think part of the reasoning for that maybe is that I had seen some comments in there saying things like, we really got to stop doing this because we're giving this guy too much attention. And I like laugh to myself when I see that. I'm like, Yes, please stop. Please stop. You're giving me too much attention. I don't want your fucking attention. Like, stop. Yeah.
Well, hey man, so we kind of getting away from this a little bit. We had a loud.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
you're good, man.
No problem.
I'm done.
You sure? We got no time restrictions.
I saw David yawning, so yeah.
No, I'm yawning, guys, because my little kid is sick and I had a horrible day. I didn't yawn because of that. I could talk hours about this because I think it helps you to also understand how Dan and we see things and stuff, and it's just nice to share. And we have plenty of time, but we have some other questions and stuff we want to know from you.
Negative, you know,
exactly.
But,
let's do
we had do you know Lowry Wulio, Kumeya Sound? He featured us.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So we had him on, and I thought he had a really interesting, because we were just asking him, you know, from the perspective of like record label and interest and all this stuff, you know, what he makes of people like you and Cam and Toki and like these people who have massive followings. And he was like, I think he said something along the lines of that you're promoting playing and like lightheartedness and like not everything needs to be, you know, technical triplets and doubles and all this kind of stuff. Would you say like that's the kind of gist of your content? Like, is that accurate, do you think, for you? Is it meant to be just kind of fun and you don't think about anything else?
Yeah, it is absolutely meant to be fun. You know, I guess I see playing the handpan as just something that doesn't have to be so serious. Like, you can literally just put it in your lap and just tap on it and make beautiful music. And like, you don't have to be like experienced or like, I feel like anyone can literally put a handpan in the lap and just start
really
tapping
accessible.
on it. You know? And so I guess for me, that's what I want to promote. I want to promote that like, this is an instrument that is beautiful. It's fun to play. It's enjoyable, and like
you want to deselitize. Can I say that, guys, in your language? To deselitize. An elite. People are elites, right?
Oh, elite, yeah.
Oh,
elite. Deselitize.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, to bring it back, like, hey guys, few notes, beam. That's cool. Take it easy. We're not in a jazz conservatory, okay? We have 5 notes, sometimes 6, okay?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I feel that way.
I want to bring it back to,
I feel that way about my experience with the handpan community, too, is that I feel like there's this elitism, you know? And, like, I feel like a lot of times I'm fighting against that. Like, I'm just putting out there, like, dude, it's a fucking instrument. You tap on it. Anyone can play it. You can get one for $500 from China and play it and have fun on it. It doesn't have to be $2,000. You know what I mean? So, like, that's what I'm trying to promote. And just, I'm also giving away handpans. Like, let's just give away, you know?
Yeah, sometimes I'm online and I see people doing so many weird things with the guitar. You know, they take the kitchen robot, and they do some flamenco. And I'm not like, oh, what are you doing with the guitar?
Yeah.
I find it kind of fun, and I love to watch rock star breaking guitars.
Yeah.
You know, in the amp, Kurt Cobain in the amp.
I mean,
it's not on the floor, in the amp.
lit it on fire, man.
Hendrix, yeah.
I actually might be lighting a handpan on fire tonight, believe it or not.
Oh, can you tag me? Can you tag me? Can you say
wait
it was
for
David?
this
I need some views.
Yeah, wait for this episode to come out.
And link to the episode.
I'm meeting with a fire guy tonight, and he said he wants to light my handpan on fire.
You know, out of context, that's like pretty threatening. You know.
I got that idea on the Handpan Show podcast. Yeah, just tag us.
Oh god. Yep.
Excellent.
But hey, man, whether you intended for this to happen or not, you have your videos are now where a lot of people are finding the instrument.
Yeah.
Which is pretty, like you think back to, you're sitting in that room donating plasma and you see somebody like Daniel Waples. Like, does that ever cross your mind? Like the fact that you're introducing a lot of people to this art form?
Yeah.
So I guess it's not something that I seek to do. Like I know that it's like part of what is happening. And I've had people tell me like, I got a tongue drum because of you, or I started playing the handpan because of you. And like in those moments when they tell me that, I'm like, wow, how cool is that? Because it's like I remember being you, and not telling Daniel Waples that, but him being that for me as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is really exciting. Of course. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because what we want a lot of people just to discover this instrument and have fun with it. That's that's our story with the instrument. Someone showed us, and we felt in love. And you are doing that for other people, which is kind of cool. Keep that in mind whenever you read some hatred comments and stuff.
Yeah.
But
there's definitely more positive than hate. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But so let's get into the playing a little bit. So is there like a practice for you? Like, do you have are you trying to improve technically, or is it all just kind of like new ideas and content based? What is your approach to that side of it? Especially coming from drums and piano,
Sure. Well, honestly, I guess I've never been the type of person to quote unquote practice. Pretty much whenever I'm playing, I'm being recorded in somehow, some way. So for me, it's the live videos, because I do live streams hours every day, pretty much. And so I'm just sitting there playing music, and I don't talk during my live streams. I just play music for hours. And so I just sit there and I just play. And I just, a lot of times I will play like different instruments because I want to make sure my sponsors get airtime, whatever. And I'll play like, different things that I think my viewers might want to hear. More recently, though, like I've been trying to just play what makes me feel good and what makes me feel happy.
Yeah.
And the thing that I've been playing on recently that I have just been absolutely loving, which actually works out for my business side as well, is that the Rev Vast started sponsoring my monthly giveaways.
Oh, nice.
So so I've been playing more of that, and I just have been having so much fun playing it. And it's interesting because they sent it to me as the promotional item like 3-4 years ago. And I played it quite a bit back then. And then when I started to get some sponsors, I stopped playing it and was only playing like sponsored instruments for a long time. And then they got back in and wanted me a sponsor. And then so I started playing it again. And just like, I don't know, some of the things that I've been playing on it have just been like so incredible. And it's funny, I've been realizing recently that like people call me the handpan man, but I play tongue drums more than I play the handpan.
Yeah, I guess
I think it's kind of funny.
The tongue drum man doesn't have the same ring to it, I guess.
Right?
No, but I only ask, man, because I saw you posted a few things about your numbers are down, so you don't feel so great, and like the social media like addiction of it all.
Yes.
And maybe this is again, I'm not a therapist by any means, but the feeling of like not being able to play something and then you practice your ass off and you're able to just nail it every single time is like, I mean, to me, it's like the best feeling. So I just wonder, like now, you've had this massive success with, these kind of silly, lighthearted videos. Like, is there a part of you that thinks maybe, Ethereal and E 2.0 is like this machine technically and all this stuff? Like, is there any? No?
No. I don't think like that. Like, gosh, I just put out a few singles for the first time. It was my first released music in like years. Like, I've just been so focused on like building a following that like I don't even like, I have a ton of new music, a ton of new songs. I don't even name them. I just play them. And like it just I guess for me, like like I said earlier, I will put it in my lap and I will start tapping on it, and I'll tap on it until something sounds good, and then I'll turn it into a rhythm, and then it turns into a song, and then it's like, oh wow, that was so cool, I can't believe that just happened. So like, I'm not the type of person who like sets out to like, I want to do this. I'm more the type of person that like, it just happens. if that
Nice.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes
So-
sense. Yeah, a lot of sense. Yeah. The last thing, maybe before we take a little break here, we don't want to go into numbers. Even if I know the American culture, you're not like French. French, we have a real hard time to talk about money. No one knows nothing about it's crazy. If you know French people, you know that talking about money for us is like. By the way, you know, in France, when you have a nice car, your friends are like, "Wow, huh? You have a good job, huh?" And in the States, when you have a nice car, people are like, "Yeah, just ram, ram, ram." Yeah, you know, like with the engine and stuff. In France, you're skeptical, like, you have a nice car, you must do some weird things. Yeah. And in the States, it's like, yeah, can I jump in your truck?
Yeah,
And
how much does it cost?
Yeah, how much does it cost? And can you just do some rah, rah? I don't know the verb of doing that,
Yeah,
but
rev.
yeah. What's the verb?
Revving? It's like when you rev
Revving,
the engine.
yeah, just rev. Yeah, nice. So you make a full-time living with that, with music, right?
That's right.
What is the
yeah.
part of sponsors? I don't know.
Branded
Platform.
content. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Advertising and stuff.
So I don't. Oh, you're asking like what
Like-
money I make from advertising.
No, I mean, you make a full-time with music, a full-time
Yes.
living with music. So, and is it coming from gigs, from advertising on YouTube and stuff, on TikTok? Is it sponsors that give you like money to do some videos with their Instagram and stuff?
It's interesting. Like this always comes up, and like I get it. Like I guess from like my perspective where I'm at, like it's just been so much part of my life that like it's not that big of a deal. But like I feel like from the outside perspective, people are just like so curious because they
Yeah,
just
we
don't
are.
know. It's like this mystery almost. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I'll tell you about it. It's okay. So basically, you know, like I said, I got my start with music as a street performer. Back then, I was working a full-time job as an elementary school counselor. I was also donating the plasma from my blood. I was also an Airbnb host. So I was hosting people in the apartment in my basement. I turned my basement into an apartment so that I could do this because I knew that like I wanted to like I don't know. I guess for me like I've been hyper focused and kind of obsessed and with like just being financially stable.
Hmm.
Like I guess I haven't been at a place where I've had wealth before, and so like I'm always like striving to get to a point where like I don't have to work as hard. You know what I mean? And so like back then I was just kind of doing everything I could to like make enough money, whatever. Because as an elementary school counselor, like you don't make very much money.
Mhm.
But anyways, I started to get gigs, playing music at venues and whatnot. I was selling my CDs, and right before the pandemic was when I lost my job, and when I started to consider going into music full time. I was still donating my plasma. I was still an Airbnb host, and then I got my Facebook page monetized.
Yeah.
And so, like I was saying earlier about the subscriptions, people pay $5 a month for the Handpan giveaways. That was really like the start of like, you can do this.
Yeah.
This is a reality.
Yeah.
You can happen. And because then I could actually see like the money coming in.
Yeah. It's steady.
Like, holy shit, people are supporting me in this.
Yeah.
You know, and then I
Nice.
got sponsors. Then I started to get some sponsors to start sponsoring the instruments to give away. Then it was like, wow, like okay, now this is really starting to happen.
Yeah.
And then I was on TikTok and started to experience some success on TikTok. I started to get monetized on TikTok as well. I would get paid for viewership. So basically, the minutes watched, you get paid a percentage or a rate per minutes watched for your videos. So I get that. And then whenever I do live streams, this was on Facebook previously as well, people would send like tip money. So they would send some money. Facebook keeps a portion of it, but then I get a portion of it as well. And What else? TikTok started offering subscriptions as well. Um, and
So
I got
quite a few income streams then.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
nice.
And I mean, it's not like a ton of money,
Yeah.
but everything combined
Yeah,
is definitely,
all
I'm
things.
doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my YouTube channel got subscribed as well, or got monetized as well.
Nice, man.
And that was actually something you forgot to mention. Just to pat myself on the back here for a minute. My YouTube channel hit 1 million subscribers.
Oh man, we got to start the whole thing
Not
over
long
again.
ago.
Oh,
So, and then Instagram also got monetized as well for me.
Nice.
And so now I do subscriptions on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And now I have 4 different instrument sponsors for my monthly giveaways. So
nice.
every other month, NovaPan sponsors it, and then BeatRise sponsors the Handpan every other month, and then Rav is giving away a tongue drum every month. BeatRise is also giving a tongue drum away a month, and so is Moisai Tongue Drums is also giving a tongue drum away a month.
Wow.
So yeah,
It's quite the little
been-
system you've built there, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So like it's really cool too to hear your the beginning story and all that stuff. Did you ever think that this would be your life? Like banging on a UFO instrument and
not at all. I mean, when I was a kid, as a kid, I listened to like punk rock music, and I just remember like idolizing like bands, and like, oh my god, wow, how cool is it that these guys are like rock stars? How cool would it be to be a rock star, But not like thinking that it was a reality, you know what I mean? And then it wasn't until I got hired to be the drummer in that band, and I was like, wow, like this is happening. This is happening. I'm getting paid to play music. Like,
Yeah, it's
whoa.
getting real.
That was just like mind blowing to me. And then when I got kicked out of the band, I was like, that was so amazing. I can't let that go. And so like I just had to find a way to make it happen. And I did, yeah.
The Handpan Show is brought to you by Master the Handpan, the world's largest online handpan educational platform. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced player, or want to learn from one of your favorite players, Master the Handpan has everything you need to improve your skills and have fun. Feeling lost while searching for your first handpan? Master the Handpan has you covered with our one-stop marketplace, connecting you with reputable makers to find your perfect instrument. Join our thriving community of over 15,000 handpan players and share your passion with like-minded handpan enthusiasts. Master the Handpan. Learn fast, have fun.
All right, man. So one last thing we like to do before we end the podcast is like this little rapid fire questions. It's a little 10-question game. You down to play with us?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool, man. So Dave, take the first one.
Number 1. What was the first album you ever owned?
Oh,
Or
God.
you remember you owned?
I mean, Dave Matthews was like my
Ooh.
go-to.
TMB.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. I love Dave Matthews.
What is your dream collaboration?
I mean, somebody instantly comes to mind, but then recently comes out of mind because of what happened. Dream collaboration. God, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even think about it. I'm the person. I'm the type of person that like I like to let things come to me. I don't really like to go to other people.
Right.
So like,
Okay,
I'm
no
sorry.
problem.
You're good,
No,
man.
I
I gotta
see,
go
no. You're good. What is the one artist you love that people would be surprised to know that you secretly love?
oh, okay. Well then, in that case, I would say that this would be a dream collaboration. I love. Have you heard of the band Counting Crows?
Yeah.
So there's the lead singer. His name is Adam Duritz. Adam Duritz is the guy that really kind of inspired me to get into professional music. And if I was just to, I don't know, collaborate with him in some way, that would be really cool. Yeah, I love his lyrics. He writes
right.
some amazing lyrics. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. What is the story of your first date?
Story of my first date. God, I mean, there was a girl that I considered to be my girlfriend at a summer camp.
The one that got away.
I was probably in like 7th grade. We were together for a week.
It's a long 7th grade. That's a long time in the 7th grade, man. It's a committed relationship.
Summer camp.
Okay. What is your most embarrassing moment, online or on stage?
My most embarrassing moment. Probably the TikTok that I was sitting on a toilet playing a handpan with toilet paper on my head.
This guy.
Yeah, 7 trillion views later.
I got a lot of shit for that one.
Yeah, there it is. What is your favorite food?
Oh, wait. Can I back up one more second?
Of course, man.
About the toilet video? Okay, because this goes right on what we were talking about before. So I made this video of me sitting on a toilet playing a handpan. And I got so much shit about it in the handpan community. The person I got the idea from, who made the same exact video, Cam Steen.
All right.
And Cam Steen did not get any shit about his same exact video that I made based on his video. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, it tells a lot.
Yeah.
We
don't want to open that box.
Yeah, right. For legal reasons.
For legal reasons.
Now, what's your favorite food?
It would be a toss-up between cheese or chocolate.
All right.
Come to France.
Yeah.
For cheese.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah.
Maybe your any current, like your favorite current handpan artist, or you're like me, you don't listen to handpan music.
I don't listen to handpan music. Yeah,
I'm with you
I
on
don't.
that. No.
Okay, yeah. So it's
Me
funny.
neither.
Like I honestly, I'm so consumed with everything that I do that I barely have time to like scroll through videos or anything. I mean, I will see handpan videos all the time, but I don't watch them. I'll put like a comment, like just hearts, and like the video, but then I'll just like go back to what I was doing. just showing them some love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't actually listen to it or watch it. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, because I would have then to be sorry.
Just here's the funny part too, though, about like I'm a professional musician. I like barely listen to music at all, which I think is kind of funny. Yeah. So, anyways,
what are your hobbies outside of music?
This is my life. I don't have
no
any
hobbies. Oh man.
Nice.
Yeah, no, seriously, I like seriously spend like pretty much my whole life just doing what I do. Yeah. I love traveling, and so it's kind of like also been like my goal to like get as much exposure as I can so that I'll get opportunities to travel. So that would be kind of like my hobby, I would say, outside is I travel. I love traveling. But I just feel like it's so expensive that like
it is.
Yeah,
it's hard to do.
Otherwise, I would be with Dan right now.
Yeah.
In New Jersey,
or France.
Or in France. Maybe better in France. Nah, I love the States.
Nah.
What is the song that makes you happy every time you hear it?
So I was driving home yesterday and I parked in the garage and I couldn't turn my vehicle off because there's a song on the radio. That's the only time I listen to music is when I'm driving.
Yeah.
And it's just, my last vehicle, my CD player was broken. So I couldn't listen to CDs.
CD what?
So I listened to
CD what?
I drive old cars because I'm just cheap and frugal. So, but anyways, so I listen to pop music on the radio, and there's this song out. I think it's by Sabrina Carpenter called "Nonsense." I absolutely love this song.
We'll put it somewhere in the comments or in the description.
All right, man. Last one. If you had $1 million, what would be the first thing you would buy?
Be honest.
I would pay off my house.
Man, that's like the fifth one for houses, man.
Yeah,
Come
people
on.
are saying that usually.
Immediately, like that's like my only financial goal is like to be debt free. Like that's what like I have been like scraping for so long that like I just want to be debt free. I just don't want to have bills.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's good.
I think didn't I say that to you too? I think right. Oh no, it was somebody else. It was Jacob Cole I was talking to about it. Jacob Cole, yeah.
Jacob's the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that was our little game. Thank you for playing along. We just have one question before we head out, and I don't want you to think we're talking crap. We're not.
Go for it.
We are almost in June. We're almost in June now. That is 6 months. You have been playing Happy Birthday every day for 6 months. Are you at all tired of playing Happy Birthday?
So it's interesting, the story behind that. Like, basically, so I came up with this Happy Birthday video, probably a while ago, 3-4 years ago on Facebook. And I just would sing it on live videos when people would ask me. I never would post it because I was like too ashamed to post my singing voice. And then I started TikTok, and I started singing it on my live videos on TikTok as well. And people like really loved it, and they said you should post a video of it. I was like, really reluctantly. I was like, okay, I guess I'll post it because I'm so nervous because I'm not a singer, you know? And so, anyways, I posted the video for the first time on TikTok. I want to say maybe like a year and a half ago or so, 2 years ago, something like that. I don't know, but it like just exploded with interest, like millions of views, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I'm onto something, I guess. Yeah. And so I decided to start posting it once a month. And so I was posting it once a month, and the videos were just like still like exploding with interest. And I was like, holy shit, like, okay. And then in November, I went through a shadow ban, and I was like struggling, and I was trying to figure out how to get out of it. And I thought to myself, you know what, maybe if I start posting the birthday video starting January 1st every day, maybe that'll work. I mean, the people love the birthday video. Yep. And so I started doing that, and it worked. And like it was exploding with interest, right? And so I was like, holy shit, I can't believe this is actually working. Well, then mid-February hits, and then everything just tanks. And I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck just happened? And then like I was still posting it to see if I could get out of it. And it was working on Instagram. I don't know why. People loved it on Instagram. People love seeing it on Instagram. It was during this latest shadow ban, like my birthday song on Instagram was the only thing that was working. And I was like, well, why would I stop that?
Right. Yeah.
And so it was working. And, but then I got some different content. And the thing that's really been helping me recently is that TikTok released this new feature called On This Day. That's basically like memories on Facebook, you know? Like you posted this 3 years ago. Well, it's so easy because it just like basically puts the video right in my lap. I can take this video that was successful 2 years ago and just post it as if it was today. And so I've been using that, and that's been helping some. But so as of right now, the birthday song, the only place that I'm posting every day still is on Instagram because people there seem to just love it. So I'm just going to keep posting it.
Listen, you skirted the question a little. Are you tired of playing it?
Am I tired? So honestly, like I love attention. I love attention. I'll say it. I'm an attention whore. It's true. And so if there is a piece of content that is popular that people like, I'm just going to keep doing it. And so am I tired of it? Honestly, I wouldn't say that I'm tired of it. Like, it's fun. Like singing the birthday song, like, it's funny. Like during dark moments of my life recently, when I felt really down and depressed, and I go and I sing and play the birthday song, immediately, like I feel this little bit of happiness. And so when people say that like it makes them feel happy to like hear it and see it, like it also makes me happy to do it. So I don't know.
Perfect.
It's also this like weird symbiotic relationship of like I'm a people pleaser. I
Right.
want to do what people want me to do. So yeah.